I think we're going to jump into battle mode.
Great.
Oh, battle. It's not going to be a good time for me.
I think basically what happens is you guys can decide what order you go in. So, like, decide what order you want to take your moves in. Who wants to go first, second, third, and fourth?
I guess I need to go first, because, I mean, the wolf is right on top of me, but...
Okay, yeah, that works.
I can go after her.
I'll go last.
Okay, yeah, that works.
Okay, awesome. And then the wolves will go after that. So, just as a quick description, these are slightly larger than the average wolf that you might have seen in your TV show growing up back on Earth. They are large with black, matted fur caked with dirt, these glowing yellow eyes, almost like what you would picture with, like, as the Hound of Baskerville, but like a little bit smaller. You know what I'm talking about, the Hound of Baskerville? Okay.
Oh, yes, okay.
Yeah, so you've got these, you can't totally tell how many of them there are yet, but we'll start with Zori/Elise. What would you like to do? There is a wolf on top of you.
Well, I have the dagger, so I think what I'm going to try and do is, like, grab the dagger and then, like, push him to the side while also, like, stabbing them with the poison dagger. Because I still can't reach my halberd. It's on my back, so I need to get them off me first.
Gotcha. So do you want to do a wild attack on that, or do you want to just make a straight attack?
I think a straight attack.
Okay, cool. So go ahead and give me an attack then.
Okay. Shoot. An 8?
I think an 8 is a miss in this case. Yeah, you need, but it's actually a tough choice. So on a tough choice, you will succeed, but there's a consequence. So I think what happens is you have a choice. Either another one of the wolves will immediately be on your back, or you will accidentally slice Gray as well. Gray will also take damage.
Okay, I'll take the other wolf.
Okay. So, luckily, though, these wolves are not that strong. So, with how much health do you do? Or how much damage do you do?
I'm actually not sure.
It should just be 2.
I think everybody does 2 damage.
Oh, okay, then I do 2 damage.
So, across the board, everyone does 2 damage in Quest. That makes battle pretty straightforward. And the wolves, this wolf specifically, just falls limp on your dagger.
Oh, damn.
But you immediately, as that happens, you feel the claws of another one digging into your back. Let's jump over to Dr. Turtle.
Yeah.
You are within range, but not right up next to one of the... So you are nearby the monsters.
All right. I'm going to move to the monsters. They are above Elise, right?
Mm-hmm. One of them is on her, but then there's a couple more that you can see in the dark coming closer that are, like, in the trees around you.
All right. Well, then I'm gonna try to body slam the one that's currently leaning on top of Zuri.
Okay. Yeah. So I think that would be a non-weaponed attack. Yeah.
Yeah. Is that a 1d20?
Yeah. You roll a d20 and then it automatically does 1 damage if you hit.
Well, that was a 1. So.
Oh!
And that's where we're going to go to commercial.
Hi everyone, I'm Ben and I play Thorn/Zack. As a costume design major and small-time LARPer, I was really excited when Rose told me about Piper Violet. Piper Violet is a YouTuber, cosplayer, LARPer, and TTRPG content creator. On their YouTube channel, you could find cosplay tutorials, conversations about the Black experience within the cosplay and TTRPG communities, reviews of nerd-related shops, and more. She is a Kalimasil LARP affiliate and the social media coordinator for Realms Apart, a podcast dedicated to closing geographic distance using TTRPGs and storytelling. She even has an Etsy shop where she sells tarot card bags, dice bags, and prints of her iconic cosplay photos. You can support their many amazing creations by following them on social media at Uh-Oh-Burns and visiting their Linktree at linktree/Uh-Oh-Burns. Again, that's linktr.ee/UHOHBURNS.
Snarls Return is a tabletop role-playing podcast featuring interviews and a D&D 5e actual play adventure, so you can learn about different game systems and content creation, while also listening to us disrupt everyday life on the Sword Coast. We release episodes every Tuesday and Thursday on your podcasting platform, so come join us as we improvise, adapt, and overcome.
Hi, it's me, Rose, your friendly neighborhood guide. I'm here to tell you about a fun new piece of news. This podcast is now part of the Audible Podcast Affiliate Program. Audible is an amazing way to find access to tons of great books. If you think about it, audiobooks are really the original podcasts. In the ancient days of the 90s and the early 2000s, before Spotify and Stitcher and Apple Podcasts, there were cassette tapes of Lord of the Rings and CDs of Stephen King novels. In modern times, we have to get a bit more creative with our audiobooks, and that's why there's Audible. There are also so many ways to support queer writers and writers of color by downloading their books. Here is a few fantasy or sci-fi suggestions that we'd like to offer. The Priority of the Orange Tree by Samantha Shannon. Considered by some to be the best epic fantasy book since Game of Thrones. Hazel and Grey by Nick Stone, which is an African-American retelling of Hansel and Gretel. The New York Times bestseller of Blood and Bone by Nora Roberts. And Gideon the Ninth by Tamsin Muir, a story about a lesbian space necromancer. Hazel and Grey and The Priority of the Orange Tree are both Audible exclusives. You can get a free 1-month Audible trial by visiting www.audibletrial.com/agamecalledquest. That trial includes 1 token to get a free audiobook, so if any of those sound interesting to you, now's your chance. Get the joy of listening to great fantasy stories without the frustration of having to wait for the next podcast episode. Try Audible. And now back to the game.
Well, that was a 1. So,
Oh!
Uh-oh. So that's a critical failure. I think what happens is you accidentally body slam into Zuri instead. And both of you guys take 1 damage.
Great, thanks.
I say, ooh, sorry, dude.
So go ahead and mark that down.
Lucy's just not even paying attention. She's like, okay, all right.
Let's jump over to Yaselga/Gray.
Gray's totally caught off guard by Olive's action happening out of nowhere, and then he hears that little tiny voice in the back of his head again. Like before, use what's in your mind. And Gray uses Mirage again to reconstruct the same soccer stadium with the same fans, except now those fans have glowing red eyes. They are still holding signs that say "Go Mountain Goats" and "Go Denver Nuggets."
So what's your goal with this?
To intimidate the wolves.
Okay. Does that require a roll to... I mean, I know it doesn't require a roll to create it. Just make sure you mark off the adventure points. Mm-hmm. And I actually think that will... The 4 of you guys are already in it, so you guys can see through it, but that will delay the other wolves that are still in the woods.
All right, great.
So all of them except 1 will not have their next turn.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
All right, what about you, Thorn?
Interesting. I have an idea for what I want to do, but I'm not sure if it makes sense.
Those are the best ideas.
It doesn't have to make sense. Just try it.
Okay. I want to try to sense out which one of these wolves is the alpha wolf. Who's the pack leader?
Okay. Yeah. Is that a...
No, that would just be a straight roll. I don't have anything.
Okay, yeah. Go ahead and make a roll. You squint off into the alpha wolf is not with you guys, so you squint off into the woods, trying to tell who's the head honcho here.
That's a 9.
All right, so that would be a tough choice, I believe, which means you succeed in telling who the alpha wolf is. In doing so, you either make him stronger than I initially planned for him to be,
okay,
or you accidentally reveal the illusion to him, so he can now enter the battle.
I'm gonna do the second one. Sorry, Gray, but I don't think we need this to be any harder than it's gonna be.
All right, awesome. So in that moment, as you're staring off, you make eye contact with this wolf, and you see its large haunches caked with mud, blood oozing off of the corners of his lips as if he's just devoured some prey right before this fight. And then he bounds towards you, and in doing so, runs into the illusion and definitely has a moment of confusion, realizing that it's not a soccer field, but then turns and bears down on you. And it's now the wolf's turn. So, the head honcho wolf definitely has its eyes on Thorn and is going to make an attack on Thorn. So let me roll that. That's a 16, so that hits. That does 2 damage. And then the wolf is going to, with insane agility, leap up off the ground and into the tree above you.
The wolf jumps into the tree?
Yes.
Okay.
That is what I just said.
Okay. I was just making sure that I'm not insane.
Tree wolves.
Not insane. Not insane. You're in a magical forest, guys.
Wolves.
Did you remember that? The other one just makes a classic swipe at Zuri with a 9. So that is a tough choice. But I think you have an ability that works with this, Zuri.
I do?
I think you might. I think you might have counter.
Oh, counterattack.
Yeah, go ahead and describe counterattack for us.
So, I see the wolf charging at me and about to take a swipe. So, Elise grabs the paw and just like yeets the wolf down from behind her. Does like a toss forward. Like she grabs and then throws forward.
Awesome. So, the way counterattack works is when an enemy within reach rolls a tough choice or worse, which I did, on a basic attack, you can parry the attack and take no damage.
Great.
So you take no damage from this wolf. If I had rolled a failure, you would have been able to make an attack back against me, but I didn't roll a failure. But I do think that basically what happens is you do like kind of yeet the wolf, but because it wasn't a complete failure, you guys are now locked like in hand to hand, basically.
Yeah, or maybe they just like land on something soft and doesn't actually take any damage or anything.
Yeah, so I think
it's like a weak throw.
Ooh. Okay, so you yeet the wolf, but then it's very like agile, right? I've already explained that these wolves are slightly above average agility.
Right.
And so you see like its paws hit the ground and its front paws hit the ground and it like skids against the dirt. And then it growls at you and is ready to come back and get you the next time. And the rest of the other 4... however many wolves. The rest of the other wolves are just like snarling and growling at this major illusion. Very, very confused. So, we're back to Zuri. It's your turn.
She just pulls out her halberd, and then she like starts like swinging it. Like, could I try to hit 2 people since I have like that range, or?
Well, there's only one wolf within range of you.
Oh, okay. So she takes the halberd and like basically just like jumps up. No, she's on the ground. She just got attacked on her back. So let me just think about this for a second. And so she just like held the paw and then she like pulled the wolf forward in front of her. And then she like reaches to her back, but she's still on the ground. And so she pulls out the halberd and like while she's still low to the ground, she swings from her side.
Oh, so like bringing it around for like a hooking type of effect. All right, go ahead and give me a dice roll for that.
18.
All right, that is definitely a hit. With a slice, you just cleave the wolf in the stomach, and it falls limp on your halberd.
Eep. All right, yep.
So that's another one down. Who's next? The only one left is the alpha. The other 4 are cowering in the woods, but will perhaps still come and fight depending on what the outcome of this whole situation is. What do you do, Dr. Turtle?
Yeah, I'm gonna try to appeal to this alpha first before I go to attack. I'm gonna be like, stand down, man. It's not that big a deal. Is there any response?
You guys just destroyed 2 of its friends. So when you talk to it, it turns and growls towards you. It doesn't understand what you're saying. It only understands that you guys just killed 2 of its betas.
All right, cool. So, I'm gonna do corrupt.
Okay. Read corrupt to me, please.
Sorry. Corrupt. 0 AP. You grip an organic creature within reach and create a necrotizing wound.